Chinese President Xi Jinping will pay a state visit to Switzerland from January the 15th to the 18th. He will also attend the 47th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, the first time for a Chinese president to do so. What will President Xi's visit mean for bilateral ties, and what can we expect from his appearance in Davos? I sat down with the Swiss ambassador to China, Jean-Jacques de Dardel, in Beijing to find out more. Ambassador de Dardel, thank you very much for accepting our interview.
Pleasure.
This is the first time that a Chinese president will visit Switzerland since 1999. If we look at the new Chinese leadership since 2013, actually quite a number of high-level visits have been made in Switzerland. And Switzerland has also eroded a very active relationship with New China from the very early days. Why do you think that China places so much importance in a country that is called Switzerland?
Obviously, because China is open-minded and clever as to the way it approaches the international arena. We both understand that we're very important to each other. We have been because of a tradition, because of a form of symbolism of the origins of our relation. But all throughout the years, on both sides, we have been able to pump in a lot of substance with a pioneering spirit, with a wish to expand. And so the substance is such that Switzerland has become an important partner for China. Don't be fooled by the difference in size and demography. Last year, Switzerland was the overall 8th world supplier for the whole of China. And we're a sizable partner, and we're a financial power. But beyond that, we're also a scientific and research power. And all of that bears meaning for China, which is opening up quite beautifully, and which needs to expand and needs to get the best out of the world. And we're there to, well, establish as good a rapport as possible.
Of course, these are all very nice pictures. What kind of concrete benefit these high frequency of high-level visits will bring to the people in Switzerland and to the people in China?
Well, as world affairs go, visits are goals for different institutions, different people, different businesses, which and who know that because a visit is in preparation, things are going to speed up. Negotiations can be started, and they'll probably be more fruitful than if there was no reference. And we expect a good number of signatures on memoranda and agreements. But well beyond that, it's not only the paperwork, it's the fact that there is an impetus, there is more stamina on both sides, and more ability to focus on, well, let's go for it. We know that there are good reasons why this polity, this political level is attributing such importance to our bilateral relations, so let's go for it. So you see, a visit in itself is forward thinking and forward carrying well beyond those days spent together.
Of course, Switzerland has always been forward-thinking. When we looked at the past 65 years of Sino-Swiss relations, you mentioned on various occasions that there are many firsts in Sino-Swiss relations. One of the first Western countries to establish diplomatic ties with China, one of the first to start a joint venture, actually the first
first joint venture, and the first country to acknowledge your market economy status. And so two pages of firsts or almost firsts. Yes, I agree.
Why?
Well, it's a good question, why? But I think that it has to do with a Swiss spirit of pragmatism and of expansion of our international relations. Because the individual sphere is so protected and respected in Switzerland, pioneers, venture leaders, entrepreneurs are allowed to go forward. And when they're met by understanding at the political level too, then a lot can be achieved and a lot can be done. And that is the story of our relations. Pioneering spirit on both sides, because it took also openness of mind on the Chinese side to decide to go for it with the Swiss. But that led to that, which led to this, and then to that. And so there is this general feeling that it's not because we haven't done it before that we couldn't do it with China, and so we did.
What about the future step? Now you have established this innovative strategic partnership, which is, again, an unprecedented, nobody heard of it before.
We have yet to see, but what it already brings about is a change of focus. Switzerland is starting to be acknowledged as what it is. According to world rankings, for 6 years, Switzerland is the world's most innovative country. And China, on its own part, has decided that innovation should be at the core of its next step forward. Mm-hmm. And so there's a meeting of minds. The Chinese openness of mind and cunning is to be seen in its focus on, well, an innovative partner. Let's see what we can do together. Will most probably bring about a lot more cooperation in different fields, where we then stand to benefit, because it's not that much about stealing intellectual property. It's a lot more about inventing the world, next day's world together.
Let's talk about inventing the future, and Davos is where the best of the world's mind come together every year to reflect on where to go next. And this is the first time also a Chinese president makes his presence at the annual meetings of the Davos. Why do you think he's chosen to come to Davos at this particular moment? And again, we're at a juncture of history, I think, when people are questioning or even turning against globalization, the rise of populism, the new president of the United States coming into power, all of these coming together. What is the importance of this presence at this moment?
The rise of China, but also the rise of the taking on of responsibilities. China had an excellent presidency of the G20, and obviously there is a wish and an ability to carry more weight, more responsibility in world affairs. And it's a very positive sign that Prime Minister Li Keqiang and now President Xi Jinping put their own personal weight in the discourse, the interaction, the intellectual intercourse at that highest level. That bears meaning, because it is the advent of a force for good to be seen in Chinese participation in world affairs. That is certainly also at the core of a decision to show participation, not only act participatory.
Another important part that makes Switzerland one of the centers in the world is because of the United Nations seat in Geneva and all the international organizations. Now, Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai in 1954 was using the Geneva meeting to pronounce comprehensively, almost for the first time, China's foreign policy, and especially China's point of view concerning multilateralism.
Absolutely.
What do you think is the important thing in multilateralism nowadays, and especially when President Xi Jinping will also be visiting Geneva and will be visiting the UN seat in Geneva?
A belief in multilateralism. It is a view I held for a long time, which I may have changed now. That view was that China was not fully playing its role at the multilateral level. In the first conference I participated in as a very young man, China was present but was inactive. This is unthinkable nowadays. China is there, mm-hmm. China is taking part, and China is participating actively. So I believe that what is underlined is that however difficult, because it is, however difficult multilateralism may seem, however slow, however frustrating these international processes may be, they are central to world peace and a balanced development in the face of the challenges that we all face. And so that is a very positive sign. It's a rewarding thought to think that even though here and there you hear indeed populism, protectionism, difficulties, a world of crises, war zones, that responsible statesmen and leaders are attributing the utmost importance to the multilateral process as opposed to just bipolar power plays where the bigger one tends to want to win through only sheer size. That may be a solution for some time, but not a lasting one. It can never be a lasting one if you don't have everyone on board.